Hello, everybody. This is Brandon from Galaxydoc Market. Today is February 9th, 2025. It's Sunday. And boy, we have a lot of things to cover for the coming week. And as the title says, markets are on the verge of chaos. And so is the political environment in United States. There's a lot to talk about. Hopefully I could keep it down. I'm trying to shoot for 15 minutes. I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but we're going to talk about trading, some technical analysis from February 10th to 14th, 2025. It's going to be an action-packed week. We are in the market turn cycle from my calculated turn date, and that's where we are. So here's the disclaimer. If you agree, please read it and move forward if you agree. Okay, here's my shameless plug on x.com/Galaxydoc Market. I'm not going to tell you anymore. You need to follow me there if you want more breaking news that you can't get from my updates on YouTube or anything else. Here is the black swan. I keep leaving it here because there's so many black swans swimming around that I can't even count anymore. But the most important thing is Elon Musk and his boy geniuses at DOGE and LBMA and COMEX being in technical default. And obviously the happenings at Treasury where one of the judges, he basically blocked right now DOGE from accessing the Treasury information. That should be transparent. It just raises further questions, and what are they going to find out? But regardless, guys, I know the market's been chopping near the top. But there are divergences. We're going to go over them, and I am warning you that market is on the verge of crashing. Let's go over some of the x.com. I'm going to try to keep it short. I'm going to try to keep this short, but this is from Geiger Capital. They do great work. You should follow them, and it's not an advertisement, but regardless, I got to stop talking about extraneous things. But they reported last week about the jobs numbers, and really what's coming out, according to this U.S. Bureau of Labor and Statistics, which I call U.S. Bureau of Lies and Statistics. But regardless, you can't lie about things very much. Okay, they said they had a job growth, but the million of that, as denoted by the red chart, a million of that job growth came from immigrants, legal and illegal, but a lot of them were basically illegal jobs. And as Trump announced the crackdown on illegal immigration, and Tom Homan from Homeland Security is deporting people, there are certain industries, especially in the restaurants, especially in the warehouse, and also in home building and obviously farming, that there's a lot of video clips of the business owners wondering what they're going to do. Well, the whole thing is you should be hiring legal aliens or legal American citizens for those jobs. Okay, aren't you breaking the law there too? But regardless, if you minus those, and the real American citizens job growth was just 8,000. That is staggering, folks. Okay, no wonder we're not doing well. Okay. More importantly, we need to start looking at what the hell is going on in terms of the gold and silver. This is just for silver. The cost to borrow has spiked to 16.2%, 16.24%, and this is the margin requirements. Okay. Last time I saw something like this was during the housing market crash of 2008 financial crisis. Okay, this is warning you that the games that they're playing at LBMA and COMEX and slamming down gold and silver prices using naked shorts, okay, that is coming to head now. Okay, it may not happen today, it may not happen tomorrow, but this is the stress that is in the system because they are not able to deliver gold and silver, and they are scrambling from various central banks looking for gold supply to be delivered. They are, LBMA at least, is in technical default, and I think COMEX is right behind them. It's getting more and more difficult to borrow silver. If it's getting more difficult to borrow and buy silver, right, The shorts, what do they need to do? If they know they're squeezed or they're basically being trapped, you need to buy to cover. It makes it very, very difficult to get those shares to buy back. Okay, so this is from Make Gold Great Again. Realistically, really what's happening is that record LBMA silver inventory drop, and this is gold right up here, and here's silver, okay? And you can see, 12-year-old can see that we have massive decline, especially in silver. I mean, it's just accelerating towards the end. Gold has been, at least over the last 7 to 8 months, has been making all-time highs on a weekly basis. Silver has not. Silver's all-time high, depending on where you look at it, is $49.99. If you look at some of the other historical data, it's as high as 55. I don't know why there's that discrepancy. Silver, again, is chopping around, maybe around 32, 33, threatening to break out. We will talk about that. However, LBMA and COMEX record silver inventory drop is indicating to you that there is a market dislocation headed our way. It means that people do not simply want fiat money delivered. They want physical gold and silver delivered, and again, they are in technical default. I can't talk this morning. I know it's a little early for me, so it's about 8:40 a.m. as I make this video, folks. All right. Okay, so this is another one, and banks are net short positions. Okay, all these big banks like J.P. Morgan Chase, Deutsche Bank, it doesn't matter, are short on gold, and it's at record highs. This has never been this high before, and he's perfectly correct in saying that the perfect storm is brewing here. And then, so what is that perfect storm? Because if they're forced to cover the parabolic moves on gold and silver, it's warning you, it's going to be epic. Okay, short squeeze is incoming for both gold and silver at this point, because the banks have been suppressing gold and silver because it doesn't really fit their narrative of fractional reserve banking. Regardless, I think somebody's going to get toasted, and I don't think it's going to be gold and silver holders. Okay. Of course, I'm very, very big on XRP and Ripple, XDC, okay? Those are going to be the rails that are going to be driving the new monetary system, and that's where we're headed, folks. All of these uncertainties, political chaos here with Trump, basically enforcing accountability. Frankly, I've been telling you, I think we're setting up for debt default on United States. With our debts, or completely revamping our money system. Okay, but regardless, SWIFT probably sensing the change is in the air type of sensation. It's now being integrated into SWIFT. Go follow at Ripple and find out what they're talking about. But realistically, this is huge. There's about $3 to $4 trillion of money that gets moved through SWIFT. If you ever sent a wire transfer, you're going through SWIFT. Ripple will make that instantaneous. Okay, so accumulate. It's in plain sight, yet people don't see it. They think it's Bitcoin, but really the big kahuna here is XRP from Ripple. And then if you want more advice, this guy right here is the fearless leader of Ripple, which owns, basically not owns, but created XRP. That's Brad Garlinghouse, and basically he is the leading candidate for Crypto Council that Trump is forming up. He will be heading that. What do you think is going to happen with XRP, folks? This is from New York Post. Okay. And then, of course, Elon Musk posted this from Donald Trump, talking about billions being stolen at USAID and being funneled back into crooked Democrats. And if you just want to look at who the ones that have been taking money from pharma and have been taking kickbacks from USAID, just look at all of the Democrat politicians and judges and that are trying to block this and screaming up and down. Okay, and fundings that this was supposed to help people, right? How much did North Carolinians get, or Maui residents at Lahaina, or even Pacific Palisade fire victims? Was there any aid sent there? I think they gave $750, which is a big, huge insult, and I think they think it's funny, but they didn't think Trump and Elon Musk was going to do this with DOGE and uncover this, and now everybody's flipping out. The mainstream media, it's moving so fast, cannot spin this, okay? The funding is going to WEF, Klaus Schwab, that ominous looking dude, all right, that wants depopulation and basically telling us to eat bugs. Political, that is a private, left-leaning, political site. New York Times got money. Chelsea Clinton got like $84 million. These are your taxpayer money. Disney Plus subscriptions were being subsidized. And I think that's what's going on also at, Spotify. We'll talk about that as they uncover all of these. But are you kidding? Disney Plus? I bet you anything Netflix also gets money from our taxpayer money to keep up the charade because they're good soldiers. Pharmaceutical companies are getting money. Grift is on, folks. Okay, and you should be angry and you should be demanding your money back, okay, for the taxes that you paid with treble damages, meaning that we should be compensated for all the times that we basically lost our opportunity to invest in things like XRP, okay? Now, Kevin Malone posted this, and basically there's a new update that's coming up, and I'm going to go over this, but I made this yesterday. We're down to about 8% of Federal Reserve's reverse repo facility. This is what tries to provide liquidity in the market, coupled with gold hitting all-time highs. I think the whole system is about to crash. And most recently, I'm going to share with you just really quickly what's happened is that they are completely out of money now. I'll show you real quick. So this is the most recently posted after I posted that. RRP is now depleted. Okay, so that is down now minus approximately $2.5 trillion from its peak in December 2022, which is right here. And so basically what's happening is U.S. is borrowing so much debt, okay, they don't even know what to do at this point, and it's deficit spending and printing money out of thin air. And so this puts banks in a lot of trouble, and there is a liquidity crisis headed our way. So it's about to make 2008 look like nothing, okay? And I keep wanting to put this up because XRP pretty much trading around 234, and no one wants it right now because they're saying it's a scam or that it's not going to happen, that people have rose-colored glasses. I'm telling you right now, in a year or so, or a couple of years, people are going to be lined up trying to get it at 1,000. And they still wouldn't be too late there. But, it's right here and nobody wants it. Nobody wants it. Nobody's heard of it. But I'm trying to tell you that, as a retail investor, you shouldn't be chasing meme coins and things like that, okay? The institutions on this pullback are quietly picking up cheap XRPs, okay? All right, so let's talk about some market technical pictures. And then, so let's start with my famous, I don't know if it's famous, but I like this because this basically shows us the long-term uptrend of SPY, and we keep running up here. And I said we're going to keep pushing here until it starts to break, and that's what it does, okay? And back in 2008 financial crisis, when it breaks, it's going to break. Doesn't mean there's not going to be some of these bounces along the way, but you have to be able to time those. I think we're beginning to start moving down here. We're coming off of it 1, 2, 3 times, and I'm just warning you, folks, crash is coming. Okay, sooner than later. All right. Here is the 10-year Treasury yield. Here's another failed Fed yield control curve. Last week, this is the daily chart. They try to push it down. It keeps finding support. They need to bring this crap all the way down to 38.50, right here. This is where all clear signal comes as we come below here. I don't think their intention is to lower rates like Trump is telling them to because they're fighting inflation. But regardless, I think they see that. I'm not sure if this is actually the Fed doing it or the fact that the liquidity and the Federal reverse repo and the ability to prop up this market is fading. Okay, I think we could see this thing as high as 50 or higher. Okay, but for the time being, I think this thing is gonna just chop around these levels and start moving higher, which is horrific for the markets. Okay. Okay, so here's the VIX. Don't mind this. This is my proprietary signals, and we'll go over that later, and you can learn about this if you're my member. But the fact is that trajectory on this chart, okay, this is a 5-minute chart. is on the way up. Realistically, you can see just what's going on here. Okay, I mean, you can have the inverse head and shoulders. VIX is going higher, folks, and it's also warning you. This is another one of those divergences I keep telling our group to keep accumulating at 14.8. We like the 20s and 25 calls. There, gave you a freebie. All right, that's something that we need to look at. The US dollar is basically, we thought it was going to go up higher. It's made a double top. This is bearish, folks. I mean, we're just basically coming up here, coming down, finding support here, bouncing. I think once we start breaking this 107 level and start really getting below the 104.50, okay, down here, it's denoted by my 200 SMA here, the red line, okay. That's where the market crashes going to occur, okay. It's a race to zero for all the currencies right now because they are all printed out of thin air. At least with certain countries in the BRICS and in China, they're accumulating gold and silver. This is why there is a gold and silver shortage at LBMA and COMEX. These guys are smart. They know what they're doing. Okay, I think this whole Western WEF enhanced, we got to depopulate and do all this kind of crap, nonsensical things are now finding out quickly laws of mathematics. Okay, but dollar is going lower. Okay, and this is another sign of divergence that is forming. The equity put to call ratio, and this is something that I've been harping on for a long time. Realistically, what we've got is basically downward pressure, right? On this equity put to call ratio. This means call buyers down here. Okay, we hit that extreme on the 13th. That's why I keep telling you we're on the way up. That means the put buying people are beginning to slowly be fearful of this market. All right, but nothing happens until we get way above here at 1.125. Wake me up when that happens. I think when it does happen, it's going to get there pretty quick. But equity put to call ratio bottomed in January 13th, 2025. Here's the anomaly, okay? The markets are at all-time highs. We have negative divergences, as I'm showing you everywhere, and investors are fearful, okay? This is a trifecta of something that's happening that's bad. We have geopolitical events. We have negative divergences. We have negative, basically, put-to-call ratio that's super bullish, okay? But that is on the upswing. And retail traders are fearful, okay? There is fear in this market, okay? You know what I always say? In this scenario, fear begets more fear, okay? And when you couple that with the current optimistic put-to-call ratio, this is a major divergence. This is the warning sign, folks. And we are also on my calculated cycle turn date. Big corrective wave is coming, okay? Maybe it starts this week. Let's find out. We're at 39 on the Fear and Greed Index. Let's see where we are with my the SPY. Since the Fed included the rate cut hope language, and we've run up there. And the first rate cut language change was at Jackson Hole, okay, back in August of last year. And we steadily went up higher. But look what's happening. Now we are making these lower highs, okay? And really, we need to be paying attention to that. Every time we get those weird lower highs, okay, big move down comes, okay? So markets are churning near the top. We're making, regular lower highs at this point, okay? And, as if Fed has any power, their sole purpose is to do the bidding of the New World Agenda, folks. They are not a government agency, but I think Trump is threatening to look into the Treasury, the Pentagon, IRS, and they are going after, I believe, the Federal Reserve Bank, and that's when all hell breaks loose, and we're going to have all kinds of chaos in the streets. They're already trying, but it's just the riot, not the riots, but the protests are getting weaker and weaker because U.S. aid has been effectively shut off at this point. Okay. We'll talk about XRP and Bitcoin in a bit. I want to talk more about some technical analysis really quick. All right, so here we are. So we got put to call ratio. We talked about that. Let's talk about gold because this is the weekly chart on gold. I mean, we have basically, as we're going higher, Okay, from this bottom, we're just moving higher, right? We just broke out from the base, and we're just incrementally moving higher. It's going to be slow at first, and then it's going to go straight up. I think that we could basically hit somewhere between 29.80 to 30.50 this week or higher. Okay, so this is what we have. We have a positive MACD bullish signal right down here. Okay, and this gold demand is not going to go away. This is why LBMA and COMEX is running around with their head cut off. Really, CCI is super bullish. We've bottomed on the stochastics, moving higher, and then of course, when you have this type of a formation forming right here. Sorry, it just didn't work. Okay, that is positive PPO ADX. It means it's bullish. There's more moves higher that's coming. Okay, let's look at silver. Silver has been suppressed, and it continues to suppress, and it will continue to lag gold. However, we are chopping in between these two levels, finding support. I mean, we dipped a little bit below there, found support down here. But once we break away from 33,228, we're going to go higher. Okay, this is ready to blow up higher. It's just like gold. MACD is forming a bullish hook. Histogram looks positive. We have basically CCI basically forming this bullish divergence now, right, from the bottom. Okay, this is not something that you should be ignoring. Silver is going to melt faces shortly here, folks. Stochastic is positive, and again, PPO ADX is beginning to form this bullish cup formation, upward facing cup. When you see that, not always, but it makes you say, hey, look, there's something that's about to change here. Silver has been on the accumulation distribution end, beginning to form some divergences, but look, this basically the downward slope on the divergences, the naked shorting that JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs, I mean the whole World Bank doesn't want gold and silver rising. The problem is laws of mathematics are working against it. Now the issue right now is on the ATR end also. Okay, we are basically on the trend down. We've been trending down. If it breaks up or breaks below here, we're going to have a significant movement in silver. Okay, so that's what I have for that. Let's look at SPY really quickly for daily. Okay, SPY's been making lower highs. Okay, I've been showing you. Okay, lower highs over the last few weeks. Okay, since the end of January, we have negative divergences forming on the RSI. And guys, basically this wedge is going to break down lower. As we break down lower, our first target that we're looking for is really the 557 to 550 area. But once those break, once we get below this blue line here and then below this bottom channel of the uptrend line, we're going to go lower. And I think that's where we're headed. We're beginning to build momentum. We got the RSI that's negative. We got the MACD that is negative histogram plus a death hook that is about to form right here. Guys, it can't be any more clear than this. CCI is showing you that we have a negative divergence. Every time CCI peaks into this green region and starts to form divergence, look what happens to the market, right? Look what happens to the market. We start to form these sell-offs, okay, down here. Okay, so we got to understand that part. And then, of course, I think on the PPO ADX front, we're beginning to form this type of a formation. We're still early. This is why you could get in. You don't get in when it's already happening. You got to position for that. Okay, and then we have the accumulation really at the peak. Once it starts to break down below this bottom channel, we're going to see some significant movement. Okay, let's look at the SPY from a weekly perspective. You just thought you were going to get daily? Now, same thing. Negative divergence on the RSI. We're basically forming these, 3 consecutive movements down. Okay, lower highs that are forming. You can even say that we're kind of forming a double top. Okay, and it really is. I mean, let me just fix that for you. We can get these type of formations that are forming. These are double tops. Maybe it just comes down and then moves up more and then starts forming a right side of the shoulder. Regardless, the move is coming, folks. And the target is we got to get below this 553. Then we target the 520. And all of these boxes are calculated kind of the areas of reaction. What I mean by that is there's some unfinished business down there. MACD is negative. Histogram is negative. CCI is negative. We're about to form a death hook on the stochastic. Again, we have this pressure that's forming right here. I think we're just going to basically start going down like this. Okay, forming that death hook. Don't know yet. Okay, so PPO ADX is not conclusive. It's not forming any signal, but we're at the major top. If we start breaking below here on the accumulation distribution end, we start breaking down below here, it's going to get pretty impulsive. Either we break up or we go back down. Okay, if we start breaking up, then it means that the range and the prices are going to be increasing. Okay, so let's see on the NVDA. NVDA is super important. Okay, everyone, I think we need to take advantage of this gap that has formed right here. Okay, and they're going to try to attempt to fill this gap. There's no doubt about it, right down to here. Okay, and I think as soon as it fails, and we have some positions, pilot positions that we have on early now, and we're going to take a stab at it. Okay. We're going to take some stabs at it. I think it could fail right at this 20 SMA. And with the negative divergences in the RSI, I think it's something that we need to take a look at. It's a gift that keeps on giving. Guys, the AI bubble has popped. Okay. And I think it's going to be one of the main drivers for the way down. Okay. In the meantime, we have the MACD after hitting very, very negative areas. So we probably blip up higher, attempt to cover some of these more gaps. We're just going to have to add to our short positions. But I'm just wanting to let you know, for those of you that are always asking me and messaging me, what stocks are you interested in here? I mean, it's it's worth a pilot position, but patience is key right here. Stochastics are forming negative lower highs, and I think we're going to come right back down. PPO ADX is bullish right now, right? After these levels, but I don't think it's going to last very long. Okay, so we need to pay attention to this. Accumulation distribution, it's super aggressive in terms of accumulating, but the average true range has been all over the damn place, right? So we're looking at this thing breaking right now. If you look at it, if it breaks down below, I think the price expansion is going to increase to the downside. Okay, but give it some time. This thing can go a little bit higher, but with recent AMD earnings, okay, we'll go over that in a little bit. AMD, NVIDIA, and SMCR trifecta of evil. I've already talked about it in length. Jensen Huang and Lisa Su are cousins, and they do businesses together. And SMCR are family friends, okay? And they haven't reported earnings in like 4 quarters. All right, so let's look at Apple. Apple's pretty simple, folks. Apple was a major short, and we took advantage of that. And it's basically setting up for a gift that keeps on giving. You can consider this the shoulders, and we're now forming the left side of the shoulders. I think the ultimate target is, as we break down below the 221 level, we're going to start shooting that 208. I wouldn't be surprised for this thing in the next couple of weeks being at 188 to 185 price target. Okay, that's what we're looking at. Carvana, my favorite Carvana. Folks, it don't get any clearer than this. Everyone says Carvana is magically doing so well, okay? They're a used car sales company that overpays on their cars to outcompete other dealers, and they do their in-house subprime financing. Consumer demand destruction, I've been talking about it. I don't talk about it much because it should be ingrained in your heads. This is a rising wedge, and generally rising wedge spells trouble for the stock as it's hitting all-time highs. I think it's going to run right into trouble right at the peak right here. And, if you look at the longer-term RSI, it is down as it's gaining momentum, price movement higher. I think we're moving down significantly. It's something that I'm super bearish on. It's something that we need to keep an eye on, okay? You have the declining MACD histogram. We're about to form a death hook, not yet, but the CCI commodity channel index is flattening and showing you maybe some negative divergence and stochastic. Look at that. Okay, when that thing crosses in this scenario, this is telling you price reversal is coming. Okay, so this is something that we're going to watch this week, especially since I think the market's going to take a shit this week anyways. Okay, we're beginning to form this PPO ADX formation. That's bearish, folks. And then on top of that, we have the accumulation distribution. I mean, people are buying this thing up, and this is probably retail FOMO right here, folks. I mean, this, you can't have a better setup than this. And yet the average true range is coming down. It's going to move down. So it's basically, it's going to start crossing below here, which I think it already has, or it moves back higher. Either way, that's where the price direction is going to change. Right now it's bullish, but it has a rising wedge. It's almost ready to be shorted. These are the things you want to be looking at, folks. All right, here's Airbnb. Airbnb is another one of those things that I'm now beginning to look at. I mean, who's out there taking vacation at fancy Airbnbs? Okay, you hear about all these Airbnb owners are just freaking out right now because rising rates, and people aren't just vacationing because consumers are tapped out. Consumer demand destruction. Here's like a kind of a double top on the lower declining trend line. It basically has reversed off of that, and this is something you want to keep a note of because this thing is chock full of gaps, folks. I mean, you don't think that this is going to come right down to that 118 in a hurry. I got something to tell you. Put that on your list. Not financial advice. You need to do your own research, right? Here's Airbnb again. Weekly is delicious as hell. Here's left. Here's the head, right? And here's the right shoulder. Can it get any closer? Below this to 125, you have some quick move down into that 105 level. So guys, I'm giving it to you on a platter, okay? You got to be looking for things like this. And then, of course, ServiceNow, all right? Yes, it's back. It's one of my more favorite things that I like to trade. I've been off of it because of the AI, but AI bubble has popped, folks. Negative divergence in RSI. We broke below the primary trend line. It's targeting this 825 after we get through the 956, okay? All right, here's the auto pivot right here. Okay, look at the volume. Guys, look at this freaking volume right here. This volumetric rise, okay, is telling you that the top is in. No, it's not too late. It might chop around here. Just buy some more time. If you need more questions on that, message me. All right, I've been asking you guys to message me. All right, at Coach Brandon at protonmail.com. Okay. Stochastic is negative. MACD is negative. Okay, we broke through, had a death cross. We're now coming down. We're still at the top. Look at, we're basically overbought like hell right now, folks. All right, this is delicious. All right, delicious with a D, capital D. We got CCI coming down, Stochastic coming down. I mean, what more do you want? This is go out and short it with hand over fist, okay? And this is what we're going to target as a group. And again, I'm giving you, okay, this on a platter. Okay, for those of you that are sitting around wondering what I do, this is what I do. Accumulation distribution, we peaked. It's now selling off, folks. While retail may be chasing it, we are not going to. Look at the average true range. It's at the top end, most of the region. It failed off, okay? We're going to have a price directional change that is coming, okay? So let's talk about, hold on one second. Okay. Okay, so follow me on Galaxydoc Market, and like us, share us. Follow me on YouTube. I'm trying to transition more everything to x.com for those of you that want to follow me there. And I dabble in the health, wealth, and wellness. I have a lot of clients that I work with. I just don't dance on this financial side. That's a very small component of what I do. Okay, I'm all about getting to the truth in healthcare and wellness as well. So if you want to inquire about me, email me at coachbrandon at protonmail.com. Otherwise, let's get some alpha. Be careful out there, but something big is about to happen this week.